will call to order this meeting of the Morris Township Planning Board meeting for March 4th, 2024. The legal notice required in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act has been satisfied and the statement certified by the motion. Vice with the Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Could you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Barrett?
Here.
Mr. Nunn?
Here.
Mr. Flowers?
Here.
Ms. Murphy? Here. Mr. Benoit?
Here.
Mr. Rubia? Here. Mr. Bai? Mr. Warner?
Here.
And I'm Sonia Santiago here.
Okay. So moving on to,
Oh, somebody's coming.
oh, there he is.
Hey.
Hey. Mr. Alesso?
Here.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on, we have, this will be a short meeting, as we discussed, so moving forward, I was afraid that Joe was gonna miss it.
I wouldn't have missed this meeting for the world.
Well, you may have, if you've been a few minutes later. So the first item of consideration is the minutes for December 4th and January 8th, which we all got in our packages. And any comments or changes or suggested modifications with the minutes?
One for me.
If not, I will entertain a motion for the approval of the December 4th minutes.
I'll second.
You need a motion.
Are we
Make a motion that we approve the December 4th minutes?
doing them together?
Well, I think we could do them separate.
Yeah.
December 4th.
I can't motion the January.
I second the.
Okay,
You got a second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Do I have to abstain? I wasn't at the December 4th.
Actually, you do. Thank you. Yes, right. You weren't listed as absent, but now I realized why. You weren't with us yet.
Right.
And same for board members, Nunn and Benoit. Would be
I thought you
abstentions.
don't vote. Okay, I can abstain.
Yeah, we got that one.
Okay. So moving on to January 8th, do you have any comments, questions, issues with the January 8th minutes? Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve those.
I move we approve them as written.
Thank you. Is there a second? Was it here?
Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'll abstain. I wasn't here.
Okay,
Two abstentions.
okay, the minutes are approved.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on, if you don't know, we have no public hearing, no, there's no application.
Right.
You want to explain the situation? here?
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. On March 1, we got letters requesting that both the Lidl US LLC application PB 08-23, block 10401, lot 3.01, 191 East Hanover Avenue, the applicant proposes to install additional signage, et cetera, that application, as well as the Mars Marketplace request for an extension to file the subdivision deed, which is PB 04-23. If I can take them both together. The same council requested that both those matters be adjourned. And so I can formally announce with the chair's permission that both those matters will be carried without further notice to our April 1, 2024 meeting. No fools. My apologies. As you know, I rarely let them go. But it will be carried to April 1, 2024 at 7 p.m. at this same municipal building location. And if need be, the applicant Lidl will provide us with an extension of time to act through the end of the month of April.
Okay, thank you. So that will be April 1st. Anything legislative committee? Okay, and moving on to the bylaws, which also came. We did not, we need to approve those for for the year. Or do you
That's-
want to just comment on them?
Certainly, if you give me the opportunity, Mr. Chairman, I will.
Yeah.
Our board, all land use boards per Section 8 of the municipal land use law are required to have and adopt or re-adopt annually rules and regulations, sometimes referred to as bylaws. We have our 2024 edition. I did not see or feel the need to change anything. They are both consistent with the municipal land use law, as we always make sure they are. And also, we have not changed any of our policies or procedures that would warrant or at least require us to change these bylaws. So with that, if no one has any requested changes, we can adopt them for the 2024 year.
Mr. Chairman, just one clarification. Since I'll be traveling more this year, I understand the remote access meeting for board members can only occur if there's no project hearing.
Yeah, it's for, per the bylaws and per best practices and recommendations, at least from this board attorney, is that in order for board members to participate and vote in hearings on applications for development, it's difficult to do so remotely when everything is taking place in person. So for that reason, and it's consistent with the emergency meeting protocols that were established and are actually administrative code provisions since COVID for remote meetings, there's a distinction between hearings on applications for development and other public business. So my apologies for the long-winded version, but
No,
the short-winded version is that, yes, we do make that distinction. So participation by board members for business other than hearings on applications for development can be remote, but under our bylaws, not for participating in the actual hearings.
How about if there's a hearing going on, but the vote's not taking place until perhaps the next hearing? Could I listen remotely and not have to read the?
Absolutely. No, excellent question, and I've had that come up with other boards that I'm privileged to represent. And yes, absolutely. If you can listen to the tape or watch the tape or both at a different time, there's certainly no reason why you can't do it right then and there, live, so to speak.
What would, if could a remote person vote on a resolution?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, yeah.
Vote on a resolution, that would be okay, just not the hearing itself.
It's the hearing process, and without making it too long-winded or much more long-winded, it's the due process concerns that arise in any hearing. It's a quasi-judicial hearing, and so when people participate in a way in which they might not be able to see and hear everything that's going on, it makes it some potentially vulnerable to challenge. It's mine and others. I can't take all the credit. Best practice to avoid doing that if at all possible.
Any other questions?
I'll make a motion that we accept the rules and regulations as recommitted for 2024.
There a second?
A second.
Is this a voice vote?
Voice vote's fine, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. It passes. And then we have no public here, so there's no public comment. We don't open for public comments. I just would also note that you notice that Mr. Warner said that we're going to carry this application till April 1st because there apparently is nothing coming up for the scheduled meeting on the 18th. So I think we take that up that notice that the meeting will be canceled. There will be no meeting on the 18th.
And if I may, Mr. Chairman, Sonia, we have nothing in the pipeline that could even try to notice in time for the 18th?
No.
Okay.
So,
Do you want me to do the school board?
yeah, sure.
Everything?
Yeah, Linda had, offered to give us a little update on the school budget.
Has nothing to do with the planning board, but it has to do with township residents.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so we're in the middle of our budget process, as is the municipality. We're going to be doing a preliminary budget approval on March 11th, which is our next board meeting. That's a public meeting, so people who are interested can attend that. After that, we submit the budget and required schedules to the county superintendent, advertise the budget in the Daily Record pending county approval. And then a open public hearing on the 29th will be where we adopt it. Again, members of the public are invited to attend. We do not have Zoom on our board meetings. We meet in person, but we do tape it, so you can watch it on our website after the fact if you're interested in seeing it that way. So the reason I wanted to say something tonight is because of good news for a change. I looked back at tax levy contributions to the Morris School District going back to 2010, 2011. We operated on a fiscal year as opposed to a calendar year, and have found that almost every year we, the township, pay a lion's share of the property taxes to support the school district. And as you all probably know, that's based on municipal equalized property value assessments. The highest we've paid is 67% of the tax levy. The highest that Morristown has ever paid was in 2018-19, and they paid 37. I will say they have done a good job of managing their contributions through the strategic use of pilot. So there's that. And they did just go through a revaluation, which is what has changed the nature of the game. So this year, both Morristown taxpayers and Morris Township taxpayers are going to see a decrease in the tax levy coming for the school district. And this year, for the first time ever, since 2010 at least, Morristown is paying a full 40% share.
I'm sorry, 40%?
40%, we are 60%. So that's wonderful news. And as I said, we've paid in the past as high as 67. I was concerned with aggressive pilot activity. We might pay as much as 70, but we didn't quite make that. So, so we're still running preliminary numbers. We don't have the final yet. And when we do so, we'll present that in public. But the takeaway I wanted you to know is that you're going to see at least $150 per household reduction, perhaps
Access.
more. And so I just
School levies.
wanted to share that good news.
Thank
I'm
you.
being aggressive. $150, a couple bottles.
Well, it's a couple bottles of wine, a nice dinner, maybe. I don't know. But you know what? It's better than going up.
Yep.
So,
Probably dinner in Morristown.
A tie is always better than a loss.
so I was excited when I saw that. And my verbal outburst was, it's about time. So that's it. That's all I
We're
have.
excited too.
And I'm going to assume that's not due to the drop in property values. in Morristown.
No, actually, the revaluation upped the valuation in Morristown. Ours stayed essentially flat or more or less flat. And so they actually doubled their equalized property assessment valuation from, it was around 2 and change before, now it's over 4. So finally, they put that off for many years, as you know.
Yeah, it was 10, right?
Yeah, a long time.
10 years.
I've often wondered about those pilots because when I was in Jersey City, that all these high rises going up and they're all pilots. And I really thought, this is not right for the kids in the school districts. That was my opinion at the time.
It's
I
particularly,
understand it.
Yeah.
To some extent, but I just thought that the schools really needed it.
it's particularly difficult when you're a regional school district, as we are.
Right.
Morris Plains pays on a tuition basis, so it's really based on their count of people going to the high school. But Morristown and Morris Township share the load. So if someone creates an out of balance situation, it's really difficult. Where Jersey City has a Jersey City school district,
Yeah.
so it's just them and the school district.
Right.
And aren't there not that many that have the shared school district in?
There are a few, but anytime you get a regional district, you always get complaints about one or another not carrying their full share. And we've had that for years. So that's it.
Thank you.
Thank
Well, we hope you stay on the board.
Thank you. I'm running again for those who
Okay.
are interested. It'll be 9 years if I get voters willing, if they put me back in.
You.
You could promise us $150 tax deduction.
Listen, you have no idea. You have no idea how difficult this could be.
All you gotta do is make the promise.
I'll promise, I'll promise.
Good point. Okay, any other comments or questions? And Joe, do you want to take us out there?
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Is there a second?
I second.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Hi.
So we missed it by 3 minutes.
There we go.
He said
We didn't
15.
wait, Nate.
No, we had another conversation.
You did that just so I'd lose the under. That's okay.